Welcome to Talking Hawks. How are you, boys?
Very well.
Good.
It's a big drop off that big rev up with the music, isn't it? Then silence. How you doing?
Silence. Yeah. And then we're straight in, hey? Hey, it's good to have the faithful here. Thank you, those who follow us faithfully. And as you know, we're here Thursday and Sunday nights. Thursday nights at 7 p.m. and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. And here we are at Ace. So thanks for joining us, guys, for those who love the Hawks and Talking Hawks. So,
absolutely,
boys, no, there's been footy on this weekend, but obviously we haven't played since that game we'd rather not talk about, I think. But we have a game coming up on Tuesday.
It'll be interesting, that one. Pattern, no pattern. We'll touch on some injuries tonight, but it'll be interesting to see what the fans want. Do we want to win? Do we not?
Yeah, do we want to win, or we just want to stay down?
Win, but technically we don't. Get ourselves into their position in the draft.
Yeah, but how compromised is the draft, mate? You know, is it worth really, the extra 2 or 3 spots that we get? I don't know if it's worth it.
We'll get into some of that, won't we, tonight?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Good.
So,
has anyone got your thoughts on Patton? We had some interest through a poll, but what are your thoughts on the Patton injury? You two.
Just put him away for the year, mate. Just rest him.
I don't think we got a choice, time. Do we?
He was cheap enough. We could pick him up cheap, so let's just give him a chance to get his body right again. I know we've given him a few chances, but let's just stick with him, and time will tell whether he can deliver or not.
Guys, he's out for the season anyway. He's not going to get back on the park this year. So,
give him a chance. 1 to 2 weeks.
No, really?
There's an injury report out this afternoon.
In my opinion, put him away. Put him away for the rest of the season. Bring him back, get his body right next season. Maybe drop a few kilos and bring him back in. I mean, they did that with Hodge and Lewis and Buddy. And they got them to drop some kilos to sustain their careers a bit longer. So I think he's a heavy young bloke. Get him to drop some kilos and let's get him right for next year, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
and boys, I'm playing to win this week. We got to beat Adelaide just for pride. They're the one team that I felt that we could only. That's probably the only team that I felt that we could beat this season. Them and Carlton. But no, it's like we've got to win tomorrow on Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll be the laughing stock of the AFL if we lose to them.
If you're playing all your youngins and you lose, do you care? Because you're getting experience into them.
I do. I do care.
It hurts the pride and the ego. I'd like to think we've got the young talent to even beat Adelaide quite well, but
no, I don't think it's that, Matty. I mean, it's if you can play the young blokes and they lose, and you may consider experience, but I actually think they're learning how to lose, and I'd hate that. We're then setting our young blokes up to fail and getting a losing culture. So I think we've got to be very careful at this time what we do and how we tackle it.
Culture does not evaporate in one season.
Yeah, look at Carlton.
Well,
what happened to Carlton?
They've had 30 seasons of it. So that's their culture now.
Yeah.
Nah, disagree with you.
Let's go with the viewers, mate. So Marty McLeod saying must win on Tuesday. I agree with you. Look, play some young blokes, but not too many that we could forfeit the game. I think it's silly if we're trying to play for draft picks at this time of the year. So, George Me asked, saying, fingers crossed, Finn time on Tuesday. Have you heard anything there, boys, about Finn?
No, nothing at all. Like I said, his scratch matches have just been ordinary. We had higher expectations of what his output might have been, but and would have expected to see him earlier. So just got to back up and see what happens.
I saw a video of him this week. He was feeling like he was getting close to a senior game. But that's all I've heard. So
I think the club's teasing us with him. I think look, again, if O'Meara's in, and he could be back in this week, I think he's the sort of player that Finn needs to be put in for if we don't have that strong ball getter. So what do the fans think? Give us a heart if you want him in, or a laugh if it's a bit premature, because seeing him's one thing. If he's not ready, I don't know. I think he needs a vacancy like O'Meara out to for me to give him the nod.
Look at the body on Will Day. Will Day is just a little stick, and he's been getting a game every week. So
yeah,
his body.
Yeah, so what does the body matter?
To go.
Yeah, readiness. No. Finn's got a great physique on him. It's more so is he ready? Because we've heard from some of the players on this show, former players, that Clarko doesn't like to play them if it's going to send them backwards. So I don't think it's worth it if he's not ready.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think he's going to be discouraged. Yeah, keep going.
Glenn Nelson is saying the way we played Thursday, anyone would think we were tanking. That's interesting, Glenn. Interesting point. I don't think it's in our nature to tank. So no, I don't think so. And again, this draft this year, and Matt, you're going to unpack this right for us. This draft this season is so compromised; it probably wouldn't matter where we finish on the ladder. And number one draft pick this season probably doesn't mean a lot.
No, Essendon's got that stitched up. So, yeah, I think, to the game of Essendon, it's Patton went down first half, and that freed up one of their bigs to give us grief down the other end, because McAvoy was all over it, and kudos to Essendon coaching, making the shift, and then their tall forwards got into the game. We couldn't stop them.
Oh, yeah. And look, it's as much as I hate Essendon, how good was it to see Danaher back?
It was great.
He was bloody good, wasn't he?
So,
it's good for the game.
When you see players dominate like that, it's a good to watch, just not against your own team.
It's bloody annoying. I just wish
he's one of those universal ones. Yeah, he's one of those universal players, though, isn't he, that you like to watch? You know, we've been lucky to have a few like Buddy and Cyril, and yeah, he's a bit of an excitement machine.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, win. Either way, we will get top 5 pick. That's right, George. Yeah, spot on. So top 5 pick's great. Look, I don't want to lose to Adelaide. I'm sorry. We can lose to all the rest. I just don't want to lose to Adelaide. We've beaten North, so somewhere around third last. We lost to Sydney, so that, to me, where we sit there is probably about right. The irony, though, of this season, the Hawks always do this, and it's this last 4 or 5 years is driving me nuts. We beat these top teams. Mm-hmm. Like, look at Collingwood right now. They belted Carlton. Carlton, Collingwood, and Richmond and Brisbane, they're all up there. Carlton's not. I don't know if Carlton will even make the 8, but it's like, it's so infuriating. We do so well against these top teams, and then we don't make the finals. This year, we're not even going to make the finals. We're lucky we didn't finish last.
Yeah, and that little kick up, isn't it, to give you some hope and momentum into the next year. It's a little bit of too late, but anyway.
Yep.
Weird season.
Yep. So Jason is saying the last team we want to lose to is the Crows. Absolutely, Jason. I 100% agree. Let us know what you think. Do you think we deserve to be in the bottom 4 of the ladder this season? Or do you think that things have happened and we've just been unlucky? Or let us know in the comments, eh? Love to hear what your thoughts are.
I'd love to pull up some videos on the first few episodes of Brad's expectations this year.
I think it was 17 wins from mine, or 18 even.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Have you got a few more greys in your beard since the start of the season, Brad?
Yeah, look at how we started. Come on.
You're not even tipping now. You really love the colours, mate.
I've thrown it away. I don't love my colours. I've just given up. Just given. What's the point? I've packed it away for next season.
That's it.
Come on, anyone would have been excited the way we finished the season last year, and then we've topped it up with these A-grade players. And Frosty, what a revelation he's been. And we get the number one draft pick, a former number one draft pick, full forward, Jonathan Patton. You know what? Who wouldn't be jumping from jumping up and down about that? So of course, you think we're going to do well, and here we are with third last.
And it was rumoured even Patton to be put in cotton wool for us just because that was a done deal. Can I show what people thought on our Twitter poll?
Yeah. Get it up, Matty.
Get that up. But do we rely on the MCG a little bit too much, do you think?
Well, There's should.
10 other Melbourne teams playing interstate like we are, but we're the ones struggling.
Yeah. Well, what was interested to see with the fans, because we signed up Pat for 3 years. So was it worth the risk? 30% say yes, 46% say too soon to say, and 24% say no. This is what he's done. Just Dr. Chris pulled out this during the week. So the Plantaris skinny little thing. Anyway, a week or two, good to go.
Hidden in the middle. Obviously, those two ones at the top are cut off.
Yeah.
So it's just a little skinny one in the middle. So let's hope it's only a little tear. He was walking was it halftime? He was walking around.
Yeah. And they're just letting the blood settle. So like once that bruising's gone, he's a goer, and I wouldn't mind getting an extra game or two into him if he is available. I don't think we've got a big bull looking forward ready to come and jostle for his spot right now. So.
Yeah, well, Matty, the fans agree with me. So Jason's just said, well said, Brad, he needs some stress taken off his hips. So rest him up for the season, I say.
Oh, I thought you were talking about you. I thought we've only been above the hips. I thought you were safe, Brad. My toe's been kind.
Mate, above the hips, I'm fine, all right? Let's not talk about below the hips.
Was he just talking about the weight?
He's talking about the weight. But he's also... Rest him up. I also said rest him up. So Jason's agreeing with me. Thank you, Jason.
All right.
I agree.
All right,
you get a lot of support on here, Brad. I don't know what they see in you sometimes.
Well, I control the comments, so I get to read all the comments out there. So and I think they know now if they want me to read out the comment, they've just got to say something positive or agree with me. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah. So, anyway, that's not fair.
It is what it is. We'll make fun of you. If you're a first timer, just put that FT or first time in your comment. We want to have a chat with you tonight. So, I think the injuries is an interesting one right now. We've got Jager with the hand is a test for Tuesday's game. We just touched on Patton. Sicily, Hendo have had their surgery. So that was in the latest injury report this afternoon. So it's good to, I guess, know that they're getting ready for next year. I think Hendo's probably done now. I don't think you'll don the colours again for us.
No, I think he's done, mate. I think his season's done. So Dominic Thompson saying Inns, Lewis, Jager, O'Meara, Stratton, Impey, Burgoyne, McGuinness. That's who I think he'd like to see in. Outs, Patton, Shields, Giath, Glass, Segler, Ollie. My changes a lot of changes, but key players to come in. Mate, why are you dropping Giath, Shields, and Glass? Dom, come on, mate. What planet are you on?
Actually.
What's that?
Ollie had a good game, I think. Good couple of weeks.
Glass was solid. Giath was solid. I'm not seeing it, mate. I wouldn't be dropping them for the sake of it. Those boys have been...
Sorry. Dom's normally been solid. I just don't know what he's on tonight. I don't know.
Mate, it's a Sunday night, and I think he's kicked back with a few too many. Dom, seriously, mate, Shields. Why would you rest Shields? Shields has been great. He's been solid for us as well. So, Anyway, hopefully you can let us know in the comments there, mate.
And CJ, would you give us a heart if you'd keep CJ in, fans? It's for mine. That's the future. You want to give him a red hot go.
I'm loving CJ, and anytime he goes near the ball, I get excited. So not as excited as I get when Frosty's touching it, but certainly when Frosty's got the ball, that's the most exciting time of the game. Other than that, CJ is number 2 for me.
Yeah. So, well, one of our own that we've adopted, Michael Hartley, Tegan, his wife was a bit torn against the Essendon Hawks game and said she'd never cared so deeply about a game of football on Twitter. So we've said there's a lot of love for your man at the Hawks already, and she said right back at you, and she blew the Talking Hawks community a kiss. So thank you, Tegan.
Lovely.
And, it's nice when the players and their better halves get involved.
Nice. Awesome. Mate, now, Glenn Nelson is saying it's time to cut the older boys, trade Smith, Stratton, Frawley, Scully. What do you think about that?
Let's go there.
Well, we briefly discussed this. The Stratton, that's already been circulating, hasn't it? Bought some property over in the West.
Yep. So we talked about that last one.
So
last episode.
I'd be happy to move him on, one way or the other.
Well, we've got the 30-plus-year-olds that we had an interesting post. That got a lot of traction on Facebook. We'll go through those 30-plus. Have you got a few others you want to show there, Brad, or will we jump into that?
No, this is Glenn's comment. But I think
Frawley could play another year easily.
I'm fine with Frawley, Scully, and Smith playing on. So Stratton.
Are you going to get some value out of them? If you keep them for another year or two, their trade value is nothing. Is that what he's saying? We've got some trade value with those players now potentially.
Yeah, I don't think we do. Smith would be the only one we've got trade currency with there. So maybe Scully, but I'm sorry. Those boys
might get a 1 year. He might get a 1 year somewhere. But
but what are we going to trade a bag of chips for him? Do you know what I mean? We're not going to get anything for him. So what's the point?
Well, Burgoyne, where do we sit on Burgoyne, boys?
Burgoyne?
Come on.
Don't touch him. Yeah, absolutely. Give him as many years as he wants.
I'd be happy to keep him on the list. And I know people will say he's taken the spot of a younger kid, but he's going to be there mentoring the kids and teaching them. There's so much invaluable information. And just whether he plays half a season, just rest him up and just get him through the year.
Let's go to the fans on that one, because I think that's the norm. So if you want Burgess to go again one more season, if he's up for it, he's going to obviously assess his body. Give us a heart. If you think it's time for him to finish, give us a laugh.
All right, I want to go here, fellas. McAvoy must go back to ruck. So George Mihar saying McAvoy must go back to ruck. We're a better team when he rucks. Segler is really struggling for form. Segler embarrassed himself this week. I'm saying it. He was terrible. I'm sorry. It's not working, Segler. It's not working, mate. I love you, but it's not working. And I think the experiment is over. And you're not the number one ruckman. You're a good backup ruckman. Learn some forward craft or something. Keep your spot in the team. But McAvoy's the guy.
So what do we do, Brad? We can't play the whole year next year with one ruckman. What do we do? We've given Brooksby one game. I think
Brooksby's in his 30s.
I don't care how old he is. Look at bloody GWS. What's his name?
Mumford. Shane Mumford. Yeah,
I think he's going to be serviceable. I'd like to see what he's got for the rest of the year, because he's another one that people have said we need to delist, and he hasn't even really been given much of a go.
On Twitter, Jace the Ace, Steven and Kev Man, both would take the bag of chips and are asking what flavour chips. I think Mummy would take the chips as well for the trade, just to sort of segue back to that if I could. So 30-plus-year-old, McAvoy, Poppy, Stratton, Hendo, Henderson, Frawley, Burgoyne, Smith, and Brooksby. So I think on the whole, for mine, I'm keeping McAvoy, I'm keeping Burgoyne. I'm tempted to I'd like to keep Smith, but I would consider trades for Smith, Stratton, Frawley. I think they'll get a little bit of currency, and then Poppy, Hendo, and Brooksby for mine. That's thanks for coming.
So you're saying you would keep those last three, or you're saying thanks for coming, like off you go, retire.
Yeah, see you later.
So not Brooksby. So Chris, you want to keep Brooksby?
I'd like to see him play some games the rest of this year and see what he's got. Yeah,
we saw it. He played 2 games.
Siegs hasn't lived up to it this year, so I'd like to see Brooksby given his opportunity.
It's a
well,
mess.
You got Reeves as well. Reeves is the young up-and-comer, 209 centimetres or something like that. He's huge. So
I think he'll get dominated just because of his weight by the opposition ruckman. So unless we're coming up against an easier opponent, give him a first game, I think we need to sit on him for another year.
I like Tim Pat here. He's asking if Bruce is an option.
Bruce.
I like Bruce, and I like him as a forward as well. I think he's a really good kick of the ball. So I'd entertain that option. Yeah.
Good fit.
I'd look at that.
Better than Brown. Gives you more flexibility.
Yeah, it does, but depends what you're paying for him, I guess.
All right. So, Matt, I'm going to respond to what you said. I disagree with you on Smith. That's it. And the rest can go. So I'm sorry. Keeping Burgoyne, McAvoy, Smith, keep Smith. And the rest can go.
I'd like to keep him. If we're getting some decent currency for him, then I would consider it. And it depends on what the club's move is there. If we're
Matt, we don't trade hard. We don't go hard with trades. If somebody wants one of our players, we just go, take him. There you go. Just, you can have him. What do you want to give us? What's that pick 3? 3rd round draft pick. Yeah, that'll do, mate. Yep.
Well, that's okay. We use those to get former number 1 picks. That's what we've been doing.
Yeah, true. It's true. It has worked out well for us. So, but look,
we actually need his speed. I don't think we have the depth, so we'd need to get some good run in to play on the wing if we got rid of him.
Well, everyone's jumped off Hendo so quickly, and he was up there in our best and fairest last year, and I think he was dominating at the start of the year too. So people are very quick to jump off him.
Yeah, but Chris, 42-year-olds don't get a second look in, mate. I'm sorry.
Burgoyne, he's so quick to jump off.
Hey, yeah, but Burgoyne...
he's so solid on the wing. So you're saying you rate Scully over Henderson?
No, I don't rate either of them at the moment.
Yeah, but someone's got to play on the wing. Who is it?
Scully for now. But look, Hendo, I just think he's had a bad year. So can he turn it around?
As a runner, is that knee, I don't know, can he come back from that?
Yeah, look, I don't know if he can turn it around. And I don't know if he can turn it around in time for next year. And he's another injured player that we've got who's over 30-something. And I just can't see us giving him another contract. I just can't see it happening.
Do you know where his contract is at? I'm not sure. Does anyone out there know where...
he's on a year-to-year. He's year-to-year.
Yeah.
He's got to be. He's got to be. Like Burgers, he'd be the same. So, but Burgoyne, I'd bring him back in a heartbeat. Burgoyne could have a bad year. For all I care, you'd still bring him back. His experience, his intelligence, his nous, his leadership, I'd bring him back again. Absolutely. And if he starts playing bad the following year,
if Burgoyne plays on, he's playing for pride, isn't he? Because he's not playing for a flag next year.
I don't know. I think we could pull it off
back at the start of next season. Brad he will up his 17 wins from this season's prediction. So Burgoyne, it's worth him hanging around. And all of you, come on,
mate. We can be back. We can turn this ship around very quickly, mate. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. It's not all.
The ship's going to be about a 3-year turnaround at best for me, Brad.
3 years,
Kev, man, he wants to get
challenging.
500.
To be challenging. Yep. Just trying to be honest.
All right. So JK06OZ. Sorry, mate. I don't know what to call that. He's saying trade Segler should have kept Pitney. Well, I'm feeling the same way at the moment. I'm feeling exactly the same way.
It felt like we made the right decision at the time, but maybe we didn't.
It did, yeah. Yep.
And when we played Carlton, we dominated Pinnernet, didn't we?
Yep.
Pinnernet. Yep.
Janelle is spot on. That is spot on, and it frustrates the heck out of me.
Yep. Segs' wins hit-outs, but not to our advantage. So what's the point?
Yeah, but is that on him or is that on our midfield? I don't. Yeah.
Well, why do they work better off Big Boy then?
He's got to take some of the
midfield. Same midfield. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. Guys, our midfield was hideous on the week, this last game against the Bombers. The second half, it was a joke. We couldn't get a clearance. What happened? And that's all Segler. McAvoy went back in there for a little bit, but that's to me it was Segler. Or did the rails come off with the boys? I mean, what do you think? You guys are the experts. Tell me. Tell the viewers.
Jaeger's missing Jaeger so much in the middle.
But we got Tom Mitchell.
He bursts away from the middle so often, and we just take him for granted, I think.
Any thoughts, Matt?
Yeah, well, look, when Patton went down, I said it earlier. I think their big key defender was freed up and went down the other end of the ground and caused us havoc. So that's in the middle of the ground. I mean, we could have held our own, but then I don't know. Segs just I'm gone a little bit cold on Segs in the last sort of month.
Yeah,
so,
he's had a bad season. It's been an ugly season, but most of the players have had a bad season this year. So anyway, let's see. So Kev Man is saying, got to keep Burgoyne. Try to get him to 500.
He's with you on the wheelchair, Brad. You've been saying that.
Love it.
Yep, roll him out, mate. Roll him out. He deserves it.
Do you guys know anything about Connor Downey? Adrian Byers says he's our next wingman. I don't know much on Downey.
Yeah, so Dominic Thompson's saying we're going to draft Connor Downey, who's a smooth-moving winger, endurance king, and good long kick and accurate kick. He's quick with a good body, good footy IQ, the whole lot. And we'll get him for a second rounder.
Oh, Dom's back.
Yeah, Dom. Dom,
where are we going
there,
with
Dom?
First round pick is the question.
Well, yeah.
Go again, Chris.
Where are we going with our first round pick? If we can steal him for our second round pick, who's leading the charge for our first pick?
Yeah, does anyone out there know?
Yeah, what are we trying to fill? What's the highest priority for the Hawks?
Well, and here's the challenge, boys. There's been no footy in that level this season. So who do we know? We can't even stop and go, this bloke's standing out, because there are no TAC games.
Yeah.
So if we'd like him for a winger, for mine, I think you'd still look at a tall, a key forward. We were talking about that before the show, Chris. I agree. That was your thumbs up.
I think that forward line's our biggest
Chris.
problem. Our biggest problem area at the moment. The problem is you get a kid in the draft, and it's probably going to take him 3 or 4 years to come good. So,
well, boys, I'll tell you what I think we're missing. I think JC Ace has hit the nail on the head here. If there's one thing we've lacked this year, it's leadership. And one thing we're missing at the moment is a Luke Hodge and a Sam Mitchell style player that actually gets around the boys and pulls them up and tells them which way to go, which way's up and which way's down. So we're missing that at the moment.
From within, or are we drafting that in, or are we trading it in?
Well, when they went to rebuild the team, they went out and they found a leader. They didn't find they could have picked Chris Judd, but they decided to get a leader instead. And I think that might be what they look to do this time.
Yeah.
Don't draft a leader.
So Jace the A7 says speed, get speed in. So I'll tell you, the top 5, just a quick look, and we'll dive into this another time. But Cody Brand, touted as potentially number 1. He's Essendon priority, but he's a tall defender, 195, 85 kilos. So he's gone. Tanner Bruin, 182 centimetre, 73 kilo mid from Geelong Falcons. Poised both sides of the body. He's firing again after some knee surgery. Maybe for the mid he could trade. He could be good, give us a bit of speed. I don't know. We'll get number 2 though. Braden Campbell, 180 centimetre, 73 kilo mid, part of the Sydney Academy, so we'll kiss that one goodbye. Heath Chapman, 193 centimetre, 81 kilo key defender from West Perth. played for WA, athletic, marks well, and kick starts offensive chain. So
I like that. I like the sound of that type. Yeah,
we're probably okay down back for mine, but then this fella, Nick Cox, 199 centimetre, 82 kilo, key forward, key defender, Northern Knights, Vic Metro. He might be, if that's the position we're trying to fill, he might be the man.
The big Cox.
Get a local boy.
He's the new big Cox.
It's a big risk when you get them from interstate, but yeah, sometimes it pays dividends.
All right, Jeremy, you're saying Elijah Hollands is a Dangerfield or Petrarca type. Geez, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I've
said that
Andrew
all year.
Saying
the goal-kicking midfielders and the big bodies, and yeah, I don't know if anyone watched the Melbourne game, but Petrarca just ripped it apart.
Yeah, they ripped us apart too. I don't know if you recall that.
He's on fire this year.
They ripped us apart as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Glenn Nelson saying Luke Bruce, 29, could hold some good value come trade week. I would not get rid of Bruce. I'm sorry. I'd keep him. Would not move on Bruce.
Yeah, it depends how hard you want to go. Gunston, Bruce, basically.
Well, you were going to trade Sicily, so I'll rate Sicily much higher than Bruce at this point in time. So surely
Matt. Wouldn't you? Yeah, you're going to trade Sicily, Matt.
I love the extremities, but I'm just saying that's worth a good look. But he's done his ACL, so it's not an option.
You were talking about it before he did his ACL, Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pumped to bring that onto the show, and I don't know, he's done his ACL.
Well, mate,
he wanted to stay.
That's like saying to Hoover that I'm a communist, right? You turn around and telling the Hawks faithful I'd trade Sicily.
Everyone was crying. Everyone was crying, including me, when we said, "Don't trade Trent Crode." Oh, and now where do we go? Oh, gee, Sammy, we love you as a result of that trade. Thank you. You do trade the untradeable sometimes.
He's no Sicily. Crode was no Sicily.
So imagine if you get, what you get for him. All Australian. Anyway, it's not an option now. It's off the table.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. He was having an All-Australian year, in my opinion. So it's a shame he did his knee. So, all right. So Joel Kilgore was saying we need to talk about the elephant in the room, Stratton as captain. Joel, we've discussed this, mate, on our previous episodes. Welcome to the conversation. We're all bemused.
Can I change it? Can I change the angle? Do you keep Stratton and take the captaincy off him? Because for mine, his form's that low. Will that give him enough pressure relief that he can potentially help the next captain and his form will lift?
I don't think so.
So he's out the door for you?
Yeah, I think he's done, mate. He's done. I mean, you saw it in Ruffy when Ruffy was done. I just think he's done. I think he's done mentally and physically.
Credibility to that argument, because you've seen a lot of captains have their captaincy taken away, and once they've had that pressure released off them, they've come out and had a better year. So, yeah, I'll be happy to stick him around for another year and give someone else the leadership.
It'll be another rough.
Yeah,
it really depends on where we go with our list, because you have to delist X amount of people at the end of the year, and typically we have delisted, whatever we delist, and we typically then pick one or two of them back up in the draft. So I'm not sure that'll happen this year. Anyone who we let go will probably not be redrafted, in my opinion.
All right, give it to us in the hearts and the likes. So hearts for Stratton to stay but not be captain. And give us a thumb if you think we thank him for his services. And that's it.
Yeah. Look, I'd see merit in keeping him around, all right? It's the transfer of the leadership to the next captain and all that sort of thing. I mean, we've done that historically. But I just see what happened with Roughhead. I think he's in the same place. Roughhead was having a horrid year these last year as a captain. And we kept him on a year after that. And it was terrible. He got dropped to the twos.
Ruff just came back from cancer. It's just like, anyway.
Yeah,
I look forward to talking to Ruffy about that if we can get him on the show.
Well, then what's Stratton's excuse, mate? Because he hasn't come back from that.
He's just well loved. I don't know. I questioned it. It was my opening. with the season. I said he should not be captain. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Scotty Williams is saying we need a gorilla backman in the lake mould and a centre half forward with Velcro hands. Well, our centre half forward with Velcro hands is Sicily, the highest intercept mark with the highest kicking efficiency in the league. And so we have that, but we don't have the backman at the moment. I mean, we got Frawley, who's a gorilla. But
I thought you wanted to keep Sicily down back, not move him forward.
I do.
Well,
okay, sorry. Centre half forward. Yep, my bad. Okay, I'm thinking centre half back. No, I want to keep him.
I'd love to see him play that position for a year.
I loved him when he was in that position. That was a lot of fun.
It's easy to defend in the back line, missing that player and have them as a target down forward because we're really missing that target.
Now, Aaron Bradley's bringing up, he's saying Carlton need a goal kicker if they want to threaten for silverware. So maybe this is an opportunity to get another first-round draft pick.
See you later, Lewis.
No, they need like a Bruce, mate.
Tim O'Brien.
A Bruce or a Gunston.
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe we could package up Tim and Lewis and
keep Tim. He'll come good.
Tim. He's a good backup.
He can play back.
Yeah.
All right, Janelle's asking who's our next skipper if Strats isn't next year. We've discussed this, so I'm going for Jager. Campbell Brown said Jager, so I'm going Jager.
Yep, I would have gone Sicily maybe if he didn't do his knee, but yeah, I'm going with Jager as well at this point.
It was a toss of the coin with Sicily and Jager, in my opinion. So, but now he's done his knee.
Gunston as well, but
Gunston should have been the captain, not Stratton. I love Stratton. I feel like I'm ragging on him. I'm sorry, Strats. I doubt you watch him, but mate, it should, in my view. But obviously, in the club, it's more important who they pick. So, anyway,
we had it earlier. I think it was Louise. Yeah, Louise Rowe. He's got a bit of Samson going on. He's got no mullet. He's lost his superpower down back. Stratton. That's what he needs. Grow it back, son.
All right, Tim Baring saying can't see him living up to the expectations or getting a game with Patton and O'Brien would be worth a bit on the market. Not sure you're referring to
Lewis.
There,
Lewis, I think.
Yeah, Lewis, and I don't know. Are you letting him go too early?
Maybe. Here's my chess moves. I'm Sicily forward, Gunston half back, Tim O'Brien half back, and then you do give you let Patton and Lewis battle it out for forward. If we keep all of them.
Centre-half forward?
Sicily,
yep.
Tim O'Brien, you know what? I think it's between the ears. He's trying to take these massive grabs, and if he was a backman, he wouldn't be taking ridiculous specky attempts. But if he's as a forward, he wants the limelight. He's still, under 12s in his head when he goes forward.
Something, mate. All right, so Benson's saying maybe try and coax Rance out of retirement.
Yes, that's
what do you reckon?
Benno,
do you reckon he'd come to us?
Yeah.
Well, who wouldn't want to? I'll tell you who wouldn't. Gary Ablett. Gary Ablett wouldn't come to Hawthorn, that's for sure.
Who was the magpie during the week thrown around?
That's right. Jeremy. What's his name? So,
you put Jeremy in my head. He's got the big tattoos. Elliot.
Jamie Elliott. That's it. Jamie Elliott. He's been tied to the Hawks. Is there any validity to this? Where's this coming from?
I don't know. That was going around last year or the year before, so I don't know if someone's just, throwing a spanner in the works just to get a bit of attention. But
I think the Hawks do this, though. We do have those long-term game plans, and sometimes they come off. So I don't know. For mine, I'm not sure. I'd love to know what the fans think, or if you've got any validity for this, because I'm really not sure.
You just can't overpay for him if you get him.
No. Glenn Nelson saying Shields should have been captain before Stratton. I'd agree with that. JCA saying O'Brien drops too many marks to play back.
But he didn't, Jace. He used to play down there, and he was much more reliable. I think he just understands the gravity and the responsibility of the role when he's down back.
Yeah, I agree. He's not as reckless, and we need a bloke who can spoil the ball down back. You don't have to take a mark down back. So,
but he's not silly. Do you know what? I was being a bit cheeky saying playing under 12, but I think the game plan, the instruction to him must be bring the ball to ground. If you're not going to be able to take it, bring it to ground, and that's what we're seeing. So it's the small forwards around him's job to mop up.
All right, here we go. Some harsh words from Dom. Dom's back with a big whack. Big R mode, he said. Don't trade Lewis, play Jekka and Lewis at centre half forward, full forward. And delist Tim O'Brien. It's all in caps, boys, so he's shouting at us. So
had to run up there. It was a bouncer, that one.
So why have we not seen Jekka yet? I've been a fan since the start of the year and been waiting for him as much as you guys have been waiting for Finn McGuinness. If we don't see him,
it's shocking, isn't it? All right. So what about Jeremy Cameron, boys? He's a free. Adrian Byers saying Jeremy Cameron is a free agent. Trade Lewis and Smith for another higher draft pick fixed.
Adrian is a smart man. I don't mind that at all.
Well,
that's pretty fair if you ask me.
I'd have Jezza. He's had a pretty bad year. It's not a great year, is it?
He's fit very nice a couple of times, I think. So yeah.
Change of environment can be good for a player sometimes, and he's definitely got what it takes. Just whether he can recapture that form.
Yeah. I'd love to have him. Be great.
Yeah.
Big Jezza, the Hawks. So, what would we have to give up for him though?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think
but he's free agent.
Okay.
He's free agent. So, is he full free agent? Oh, it's so bloody confusing these years. This time, yeah. Anyway, we're probably getting a little early, but hey, this is what we've got left to play for, isn't it? We're thinking about next year. So
we're just trying to fill the void.
Yep. Can you tell I'm depressed? Can you tell that I've lost the plot? It's over. I'm in bargaining mode now. So anyway. All right. So Barry Jolly saying this week Adelaide have to bring back Fawley to go on to Walker. In Impey, Lewis, Inmore, Ross comes into and McGuinness. Yeah, let's hope so, mate. I'd love to see Finn. And look, fingers crossed. Clarko, if you're listening, please put Jekka on, unless we're missing something. Like I've got to know. I've got to see what this young Jekka bloke is like, because I've not seen him.
He's got a bit of swagger. That's what we read. Oh, I just want to see the swagger. Chad's been out swagger this year. That's about it.
Definitely need more swagger in the team, that's for sure.
Come on.
Absolutely. All right, boys. Well, hey, it's been a good one, and let's see. So we've got to do some outros.
What do we need to do to beat the Crows, boys?
Turn up.
Well, we scored heavily from turnovers, which is a good sign. But, yeah, we just need to win that midfield battle and get that first option in the forward line. Move that ball quickly. When we're moving the ball quick, we score. So we need to keep that up.
Good wrap up. Yep.
Yeah, I'm saying turn up. So anyway, if this is the first time you've followed us tonight, make sure you jump on Twitter, any of the other socials. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Also, we're on Facebook. So make sure you jump on there and follow us. With YouTube in particular, we've just got on there. So make sure you follow us, hit the subscribe and the alert button as well, so you can watch it on there if you'd like to. We need more followers on YouTube, apparently. So that's something we're looking to explore a bit more as well. So anyway, thanks for joining us. And boys, Tuesday, let's fingers crossed we have a good win.
Yeah, something positive to talk about next week.
All right, I've got Hawks by 15 points.
Hawks by 15. I'm going by 10 goals, 60 points.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You reckon we can score that much?
Yes. Yeah. Just watch us.
Without a forward line? Interesting.
All right.
Hawks are going to win 17 this season. It's okay. They can win by 60 points.
All right. In my dreams, they did. All right. All right, guys. Have a good night. And thanks for joining us, everyone.
Cheers. Guys.